Thank you for your interest on our school district's needs, ideas, and concepts as we face future facilities challenges such as enrollment growth, student activity needs, and our changing communities. This feedback opportunity is an important step as our Community Member Facilities Usage Committee continues to develop its recommendations for usage and capacity for our district facilities. Your consultation on the committee's conceptual ideas is greatly appreciated, as public support and desires are highly valued in the design process. The outcomes of this process are to incorporate the district's strategic plan and core values. Our mission is to educate, inspire, and empower our diverse learners to shape their futures, to accomplish their dreams, and to contribute positively to our local and global communities. Our core values. We believe that all people have value. Valuing and respecting differences strengthens the individual and the community. People thrive when they feel connected, supported, and affirmed. Everyone can learn. Hope inspires and empowers. Lifelong learning is essential for personal growth, and change is an opportunity for growth. In this process, the Facilities Task Force will draft concepts on facilities usage design and consult with the community in the coming months to make the final recommendations to the Board of Education. This first round will consist of conceptual concepts to point the committee in the right direction to then focus on the details of the future proposals. The Facilities Usage Committee utilized multiple resources to help educate and empower the design process. If you would like to learn more about the design process and the data that inform the committee's work, please go to www.isd728.org/facility-usage. Starting in August, the Facilities Usage Committee began a learning and design process that will result in 3 cycles of public feedback to inform the final proposal for the school board. Each feedback loop will include a public consultation survey and a public meeting to discuss the concepts of each round. Community members are encouraged to complete each survey and attend all public meetings to share individual feedback on strengths, weaknesses, and options of each proposed concept. The Facilities Usage Committee is requesting your assistance in this next stage of the design process. This early concept is not fully developed and requires your feedback to seek consultation on the initial concepts, understanding, and projections. Check in with stakeholders to seek input before further development. Focus on high-level components of facilities options. And allow our Circle of Support internal administrative team to focus on the details of implementation and development once an option is chosen. The feedback survey will consist of the following consultation opportunities: statements of consultation on current and projected enrollment, statements of consultation on building capacities, current and needed, draft boundary concepts for Central Area Elementary and Middle Schools, City of Elk River Schools, and draft boundary concepts for Southern Area Elementary and Middle Schools, Cities of Otsego and Rogers Schools. The goals for the boundary attendance areas are as follows: move as few students out of an existing school as possible. The district goal should be to keep all schools at or below building capacity through 2019 to 2020. Students should not be moved out of their school more than one time due to a district change, and keep students within neighborhoods together. Continuing, for the transition year, incoming 5th graders and 8th graders will not be required to change schools for their final school year. In-district transfer priority will be given to families in transition areas during the implementation year. Keep student time on the bus to a minimum, and continue the feeder program, keeping whole schools moving together to the next school. Our first concept on boundary design is in the center of the district, looking to balance the attendance at our elementary school buildings and addressing an overcrowding situation at Twin Lakes Elementary School. Central Area Boundary Concept, Option A. Elementary schools. Rebalance east and west attendance zones with Highway 169 as a boundary. Rezone Twin Lakes and Parker attendance boundaries. Middle schools. Rebalance east-west attendance zones with Highway 169 as a boundary. Adjust Parker boundary so the west of 169 area is integrated into one west attendance zone. In the Option A proposal, Highway 169 is used as a boundary line for the district, moving a portion of Parker's current attendance zone to Lincoln Elementary School. This move would free up an additional space to rezone a portion of Twin Lakes Elementary School's attendance zone to Parker Elementary School. The middle school design would continue the feeder program for Meadowvale and Lincoln to Vandenberg and Parker and Twin Lakes to Sauk Middle School. The attendance area move from Parker to Lincoln would be the only zone to change from the current middle school location. In option B for the center of the district, the proposal is to utilize magnet school programming. Central area boundary concept, option B. Elementary schools. Convert one of the elementary schools into a magnet school with the magnet focus to be determined. Middle schools. Convert Sauk Middle School into a district-wide magnet middle school with magnet focus to be determined. In this concept, one of the schools in the center of the district would become a magnet school with a district-wide lottery for attendance. In this proposal, all schools in the center of the district would have their attendance boundaries adjusted to include the selected magnet building's current attendance area. Any new magnet programming would result in an attendance transition plan from our current boundary zoning. The middle school concept in option B would also look at converting Sauk to a magnet-only building with enrollment based on a lottery. All elementary schools in the center of the district would feed to Vandenberg Middle School, with elementary school magnet participants feeding to Sauk and a lottery for available seats. In the south side of our district, the committee determined that growth and capture rates of community residents will greatly impact the capacity of our school buildings. The committee evaluated data on enrollment trends, census data on preschoolers, and housing starts to develop rates in the following areas. These rates were used to establish capacity expectations for our southern buildings. Assumptions for the southern area boundary concepts. Enrollment growth rates will be 2.5% at the kindergarten level, 2% at grades 1 through 5, and 1% at grades 6 through 8. Market capture rates for the western Otsego area increased by 13% at the K1 level for a total capture rate of 60%, 6% at grades 2 through 5 for a total capture rate of 48%, 3% at grades 6 through 8 for a total capture rate of 55%. For the 2017-18 school year, growth will result in 200 new students in the western Otsego area. These are short-term solutions. A longer 3 to 5 year fix will require additional elementary school space beyond the recommendations suggested here. In option A of the southern area concepts, the focus was on the new E8 and the expected growth of the western portion of the Otsego area near the Albertville Mall. Southern area boundary concept option A. Add a third wing to the new E8 school for the 2017-18 school year to increase the student capacity from 750 to 1,000 to create more balanced K-8 classrooms and capturing more early grades from the mall area. Otsego Elementary School will continue to feed into Rogers Middle School, and the E8 attendance is comprised of students in West Otsego attendance area. In this proposal, the E8 building would allow for the growth of the western Otsego area and develop one attendance boundary for the elementary and middle school boundary for this area. This plan would reduce the overcrowding at Otsego Elementary, Rogers Elementary, and a small portion of Rogers Middle School. In option B of the southern area concepts, the focus was on building capacity at southern area schools to accommodate growth rates in the western Otsego and Rogers area. Southern area boundary concept option B. Expand both the E8 and Hassan schools to even out E8 enrollment and offer relief to Rogers Middle School and Hassan by 2018. Relieve Rogers Middle School by moving all Otsego attendance area to the E8 school. In this proposal, there is an expectation for the increase in student enrollment at Rogers and Hassan and the E8 areas. Building expansions would alleviate overcrowding as the growth continues. This proposal would move the Otsego Elementary students to the E8 building for their middle school years. This proposal would also reduce the overcrowding at Otsego Elementary, Rogers Elementary, and a larger portion of Rogers Middle School. In the public survey, you'll be asked to share the strengths or benefits, weaknesses, concerns, and the options to improve concepts that you see in each school boundary proposal. This information will be shared with the Facilities Usage Committee as they continue to tweak proposals before presenting to the school board. The public survey will also include an opportunity for your feedback on the quality and capacity of our facilities and grounds. The Facilities Usage Committee has made statements of consultation based on the data and feedback of the committee. These statements address areas of needs and opportunity within our buildings and grounds. You'll be asked to rate each of these statements on a 5-point scale stating if you strongly agree, agree somewhat, disagree somewhat, strongly disagree, or have no opinion in the matter. This survey is just the first step in the process for the Facilities Usage Committee. Our next steps would include the public engagement meeting on October 5th from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. at Rogers Middle School. Again, all are encouraged to attend. The Facilities Usage Committee will then be presented with the feedback results from the public survey and public meeting. This information will be used to develop the second round concepts to bring to the community again. The public survey will be available on Thursday, October 13th, with a public meeting to be held Monday, October 17th at Otsego Elementary School from 6:30 to 9 o'clock p.m. There will then be a third round that will take place in November. Thank you for your time and for participating in the development of our schools and students. If you have questions or comments on the Facilities Usage Committee or process, please visit our Let's Talk page on our website at www.isd728.org/Let's Talk-Facility Usage.